You know what I'm saying?
Again, an organisation, a group, maybe.
Well, everybody knows. Everybody knows that ISIS came out of. Everybody knows ISIS came mostly out of freaking Turkey, and guess what? The neocons have control over Turkey, dude. You know? it just seems odd, is all I'm saying, that ISIS just vanished after he committed what, 3 bombings? The miracle of the mighty Donald Trump. Yeah, whatever, dude. Whatever.
The CIA, right? We're talking about blank checks, talking about territory relations. Well, you know, the CIA trains terrorist cells all around the planet.
It's called Bin Laden.
It becomes convenient for the United States government.
Oh, yeah, but did you hear that about the black base here in the U.S. that was moved over from where you get the boats going through, where the U.S. spent money on building it?
No, I've never.
The canal. Well, it was off to the side of the canal.
Panama Canal.
Panama Canal, before it was given back over to them.
Yeah, the Contras. He's talking about the Contras. Back when they trained the Contras down here in the United States, and then put them back in Central America.
Well, they had a black school there. Over there.
Black Ops.
Yeah, they were teaching foreign countries how to throw over their government and all that. The fine art of skinning a person, leaving them alive, but skinning them, taking their fingernails out.
A lot of this came from the Cold War era.
No, not the Cold War.
It was proxy wars fought on behalf of Russia or the Soviet Union.
No, this was way before that.
Well,
you're talking about Congress?
Congress?
And the argument was that either we would have Soviet-style communism throughout the world, or we would have Western-style democracy throughout the world.
Yeah, but what I'm just referring to, if our government's capable of teaching this stuff to other countries,
here in the United States is what he's talking about too. Like, they weren't doing it on foreign soil. They were bringing them here to the United States and doing it.
Before they did it here in the U.S., they were over there. They had a school built. They did of the arts of torture.
Robert.
And no, this was on the news. The guy.
Robert, we know. We've already come. You're talking about the Contras with the Iran Contra stuff. That's back during the Cold War, like he was talking about.
Yeah, but they were in over 50 countries. They taught 50 other countries of doing this, of bombing, terrorism.
Okay, let's say the communists, the Soviet-style communists, managed to overtake the majority of those countries, including Latin America countries. Let's say, for Mexico, you could all be, the US, you were going down the bottom path there. There could be a possibility that the US would now be a communist state. So would Britain. So would the majority of the Western world.
Yeah, but my point of it is. I wouldn't want my own country to turn around and turn into that on me. Like anyone, you wouldn't want your own country to turn and to attack you.
Well, I don't know how that would relate to what you were just talking about, though. I mean, that makes absolutely no sense. How does that fit into what you just were talking about? Like, they're training people to be terrorists in their country, and then you're saying they're going to turn it against us and
well, if they can teach other people to do all that.
Well, that they are. That's the thing, man. And like, a lot of people don't. Like Jade Helm. You know what Jade Helm was all about, don't you? Jade Helm was teaching freaking our military how to freaking to freaking tame riots and how to deal with people in our own country. That's what you've heard of Jade Helm, haven't you?
I haven't.
Jade Helm was actually
They have several things like that, like the abandoned Walmarts and all that kind of stuff where everybody drills.
I've heard the abandoned Walmarts, but Jade Helm was an actual military operation that took place in the Southwest states, and they were being trained how to frickin' handle insurrection.
Well, and so they also told us that is due to
urban warfare,
and not no longer fighting the desert, like going to urban warfare. So a general blanket.
Yeah, that's kind of fishy that they did it in 6 states. In the United States, it was an actual military operation that took place where they were practicing how to how to attack their own citizens.
I mean, because when I trained, when I was in the Army, I trained to basically do kickdowns. I was in a desert environment. We had several different huts, and you had to learn the hand signals. You had to be able to back the guy up in front of you. The guy behind you has to watch your back as you go and invade someone's home.
Well, imagine helicopters flying over frickin' Texas in the middle of the city in unmarked helicopters, and that's what took place, man.
Well, like with the microwave Jeeps.
Well, that's another thing too. They come out with. They've got these Jeeps now that have sonic waves that for riot control.
Yeah, and they could fry groups of people all at one time. A solid beam of magnet, like a magnet, out of the microwave.
Well, they've just used something similar to that in Venezuela when they attacked Venezuela.
Well, okay, so you have a subsonic nauseator. That's the sound one, and then you have the microwave one, which is the active area of the house.
We got that one where it makes a solid wave. It makes you want to stick your fingers in your ears because your heads are hurting from the sound.
Yeah. Hell, the Russians have on their battleships right now. They have these laser weapons that, when they point at you, you instantly vomit and pass out.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not so sure about that. I'm sure there are.
I've seen the demonstrations in the videos.
Yeah, but they are guidance.
Iraq had a big Air Force carrier full of nothing but drones from Russia.
Yeah.
Okay, so before we get any farther into that, let's get on to the next topic before we go any farther on that, because I think we've pretty much exhausted the whole thing about the frickin' first one. We've gone all the way into frickin' weapons of exotic frickin' destruction, I guess you can say. But we're trying to keep it serious on this one, so let me move on to the next one, because this one's actually interesting. Have you guys heard about the church trial that is going on with the ESNA Archbishop Steve Wood?
No, I've not heard anything about that.
Yeah.
Dan, you're more into religion. Have you heard about it?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
Archbishop who?
Archbishop Steve Wood.
What is it a little bit about?
RNS. Okay, first of all, this comes from Religion News Services. Now, Woods has filed a motion to dismiss the case in the church court will hear arguments on that motion in May, and this has to do with him being charged with Well, let me go ahead and just read it. Archbishop Steve Woods, who leads the Evangelical Church in North America, will face a church trial beginning on July the 20th, according to an announcement from the court Tuesday, April 21st.
He's an Anglican archbishop.
Right. Now, he's been accused of sexual harassment, bullying, and plagiarism, and faces 3 church charges. Alleged.
What's a church charge?
That's interesting. I guess they're charges that are made within the church.
Sexual abuse charges.
I mean, if that is a charge, then
I don't know if it's church converted, but it's a.
I guess he asked one of the other members how big is their.
This sounds similar to the sheer law arguments in Britain on this platform, and close religious-based courts. Courts in effect.
He's the head of the Anglican Church in the United States.
In North America.
In North America.
Where's that at?
Hold on. I need
Where's
to
North America, right?
That's Canada, United States.
Like one of those things where it's like, oh, we'll do our own internal investigation and we will punish the guy.
That's what it sounds like.
Oh, well, we know that never works.
Nope.
You're
Not
F1
corporation,
bad
not
dude.
government, not militia, not.
It's like I can barely understand what you're saying. You're echoing.
Mute again. Well, why don't you talk? Mute the other one. Mute. So.
But on your point, it sounds much like a sort of religious styled cancer court, right?
Well, no, it's a church. It's a church charges.
Is it a church trial or?
It's well. I mean, you don't think that they should have the right to take care of their own problems?
No.
Okay, you know what? If I were part of the Black Panthers, and I go and shoot a bunch of white people, and then I get arrested, that's like Black Panthers bailing me out and saying, no, we're gonna investigate and we're gonna. Sorry. So you have to be accountable. There's no accountability.
If there's a civil lawsuit against him, I'm pretty sure it will be dealt separately. But this is a church proceeding.
So it doesn't mean anything. Any internal investigation, when corporations mess up, they say, we'll just save the government time and money. We'll do an internal investigation. That never works because, how many priests have been sent to other parishes after allegations?
That's what I was
you got to
trying
look
to
out for your
about.
own people, and you're not going to come to any kind of conclusion that is any kind of real justice. It's going to be a lot of cover-up, so they save face and keep the church name as clean as they can. There's not going to be justice.
I mean, Tam, we've both seen end user license agreements and terms of service agreements that states something on the line of you do not have the right to take this to court. All proceedings will be done within an internal arbitration process. It's the same sort of thing. If there's no, it will be for these internal arbitrators to decide on the